Welcome to FaMAS, short for Financial and Management Advisory Services. We've been around for almost 2 decades now, working across industries and borders. And just to be clear, we have absolutely nothing to do with the French machine gun manufacturer. That's a different FaMAS entirely. Thanks for your time joining me in this video. Great to have you here. Strategic buyer versus financial buyer. Let's get into the core question. What's the difference between a strategic buyer and a financial buyer? A financial buyer is usually a private equity fund, a venture capital investor, or a holding company with capital but no deep roots in your industry. They may have experts in your business on their payroll, but they're not usually a competitor. A strategic buyer, by contrast, is usually an industry player. They operate in the same market, know your products, and likely share your customer base or suppliers. But here's something that often gets misunderstood. Just because someone is called a strategic buyer doesn't mean they're automatically more thoughtful or visionary. In fact, many financial buyers act very strategically, often more than the so-called strategic buyers. Often they team up with external experts in the industry to develop a more holistic view and better strategy. That is to say, a financial buyer can be more strategic than a so-called strategic buyer. That's why some of us prefer a more neutral term, industry buyers. Now, here's another big difference. Industry buyers usually want control. They push for majority ownership because they want to execute their growth plan directly without outside interference. They also tend to be larger corporations. And when they've done multiple deals, they often follow a standard integration formula. Same diligence process, same team, same rollout strategy. It sounds efficient, but it can be dangerously rigid, even destroying shareholder value. On the other side, financial buyers are typically very flexible. They're open to minority stakes, co-investments, and tailored deal structures. This typically makes it easier to find a deal with them if the price is right. They may not come with industry knowledge up front, but they often compensate by bringing in top-tier sector experts. In my experience, financial buyers often invest more time understanding the target and build better growth strategies. My arguments may sound biased towards financial buyers. For full disclosure, we work more with industry buyers than with financial buyers with a ratio of 2:1. So actually, I am arguing against my own interest. Types of industry buyers. Now let's dig deeper into strategic or industry buyers. They're not all the same, and we can sort them into 2 major groups. First, by their relationship to the seller. Competitors, customers, suppliers, or companies from related but different industries. This is often called related diversification. Let's take competitors. They know your industry. They understand your suppliers and customers. Sounds like a perfect match? Well, not always. Many competitors enter the M&A process just to gather intel. They'll dig deep into your business during due diligence, then walk away smarter and potentially more dangerous. Of course, such unethical behavior applies to industry buyers, which are not our clients. This may sound ironic, but it is not. We are paid predominantly by deals done. Therefore, we have not time to waste purely on information gathering. Now, what if a customer tries to buy its supplier? That might disturb relationships with other suppliers and raise conflicts in their main business. Similarly, a supplier buying a customer may upset other clients, who may then pull their business. I have made a video on all of these 4 types of industry buyers and the benefits of related diversification. If you like to dig deeper into the subject, you can follow the link below. Second group, categorized by their ownership structure. Corporations with dispersed shareholders versus family-owned businesses. This affects everything from decision-making speed to how much post-deal integration pressure the target company faces. 5 common myths about strategic buyers. Let's explore the 5 most common beliefs I hear from sellers and why they might be misleading or even risky. Myth 1. Strategic buyers pay a higher price. That's the number 1 assumption. The idea is they can unlock synergies, so they'll pay more. But here's the reality. This logic mostly applies to large corporates and not to family-owned businesses. Even then, deals can fall through, or buyers might actually offer less than financial investors. Some show up for due diligence just to gather insights, then back out. Myth 2. They ensure continuity and preserve jobs. It's comforting to think a strategic buyer will keep your team and culture intact. But in practice, strategic buyers often integrate acquisitions into their own systems. That means restructuring, rebranding, new reporting lines, and possibly layoffs. Poor management or slow integration can lead to frustration and resignations. Continuity is never guaranteed. Myth 3. They understand the business better. They know the industry. Sure, but do they really understand your company? Often, they apply a one-size-fits-all approach, and partial knowledge can be more dangerous than none at all. Financial buyers, ironically, may ask better questions and adapt more flexibly because they don't assume they know everything. Myth 4. They move faster. Since they know the industry, people think they'll move quickly. In truth, unless they're a serial buyer, strategic buyers often take longer. Big corporates have more legal layers, internal reviews, and compliance steps. Their due diligence process is rarely pragmatic or lean. Myth 5. They offer better, more flexible terms. Another popular belief, but again, often not true. Strategic buyers typically want 100% ownership. There's little room for creative structures or minority stakes. Flexibility? Not their strength. Financial buyers, on the other hand, are often much more open to tailor-made deals. Final note. So what's the takeaway? Strategic buyers or industry buyers are not inherently better, nor are financial buyers inherently worse. It all depends on your goals, the buyer's true intent, and how well they match your company's future. There's no one-size-fits-all answer, and that's why every seller should take the time to challenge assumptions and surround themselves with real, experienced M&A advice. You don't need to use us, but use someone as an advisor who knows his stuff. It is too risky and too complicated to do it all yourself. If you'd like to get in touch with us, this is our contact information. If you find it helpful, feel free to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights.